Lesson 4.3, Equivalent Fractions. Equivalent fractions are two fractions that represent the same number. Simplest form is a fraction when its numerator and its denominator are relatively prime. In order to write an equivalent fraction, you multiply or divide the numerator and denominator by the same non-zero number. 1/3 is the same as 2/6 because 1 times 2 is 2 and 3 times 2 is 6. You can see we multiply by the same non-zero number. And we can go reverse. 2/6 can be simplified, and this is how you simplify a fraction, by dividing each numerator and denominator by 2 to get 1/3. 1/3 would be called your simplest form. For example 1, write two fractions that are equivalent to 6/18. Multiply or divide the numerator and denominator by the same non-zero number. They're going to tell us what to multiply by or divide by. In the first example, we're going to multiply by 2. So, numerator 6 times 2 is 12. 18, denominator, times 2 is 36. That is an equivalent fraction. The next fraction we're going to make is dividing by 3. I know I can divide by 3 because 6 divides evenly by 3, and so does 18. 6 divided by 3 is 2, 18 divided by 3 is 6. 12/36 and 2/6 are equivalent to 6/18. For 1, 2, and 3, write two fractions that are equivalent to the given fraction. I would like you to multiply by one number and divide by one number. For number 1, your answers may vary depending on what you multiplied or divided by. I'm going to multiply by 2. This is 14 over 28. That's one equivalent fraction. And I'm also going to divide by 2. Can't divide by 2 because 7 doesn't go into 2, but I can divide by 7. You get 1/2. Oh, that's what they did too. Again, they will vary depending on what you multiplied or divided by. Number 2, 4/16, I'm going to multiply by 2. (8 over 32). And I'm going to try to divide with something that's going to make it the simplest form. So I think I'm going to divide by 4, which is 1/4. For number 3, 10/25. Again, let's multiply by 2. It's always the nicest number to multiply by. And then we can simplify. Divide by 5 becomes 2/5. Example 2, write 8/36 in simplest form. There's a couple ways to do this. You can write the prime factorization of the numerator and denominator. So 8 is 4 times 2, which becomes 2 and 2, so 3 2s. 2 to the 3rd power. 36, 6 and 6, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, so 2 squared times 3 squared. And you want to find the GCF of 8 and 36. What do they have in common? Remember, GCF is what they have in common. Well, they have 2 2s in common, right? This one had 3, so you can have these 2 2s and these 2 2s. So that's what they have in common, which is 4. That's how you know what to divide by. Again, you can just do some guessing and checking too. but you're going to divide both of them by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 36 divided by 4 is 9. For 4, 5, and 6, go ahead and write the fraction in simplest form. For number 4, it's always nice to check to see if the smallest number, whether it's in the numerator or denominator, divides by both of them. In this case, I can divide 18 by 3, and obviously 3 divides by 3. You get 1, 6. 12 and 32 definitely can divide by 2. I'm going to show you that there may be something bigger it can divide by, so you may need to do this division more than once. You can see they're still even. So again, if you want to keep dividing by 2, that's fine too, or try to pick a bigger number to divide by. 3/8 is your answer. If you would have started by dividing by 4, you would have gotten that same thing right away. So again, this is just takes more work, but you're going to get the same answer in the end. If you divide by the GCF, then it's going to be quicker. Number 6, 24 and 42. I know 42 divides by 6 and 7. 24 divides by 6. And 4/7 is your answer. This time we're going to simplify a variable expression. Okay, we're simplifying it. You have variables, so you're not just going to get a single fraction. First of all, let's factor the numerator. Or you can think about simplifying the numerator and denominator of this fraction you see. 14 is 2 times 7, and then x times x times x. 35 is 5 times 7, and x times x times x. You are going to divide out the common factors. Let me show you how you do that. I'm actually going to show you up here first. Just basically cross off the ones that are the same. If you have the same number in the numerator and denominator, you can cross it off because it actually becomes 1. Just like when 5 divides by 5, you know that's 1. Same thing. And that's what they do here. You can see they cross off the 7's and 2 x's. And that becomes 1, which honestly you don't need. So what you have here is 2y in the numerator and 5x in the denominator. That's the simplest form. If you're ready to try 7, 8, and 9, go ahead and pause the video. Otherwise, I'm going to show you one more time how to simplify the variable expression for number 7. We're going to factor. Remember, factoring means to expand. So 9 is 3 times 3 times a. 15 is 3 times 5, which are primes, a times a. Divide out the common ones. So you can see the numerator and denominator. Now what we have left is a 3 in the numerator, a 5, and an a in the denominator. Now pause the video and try 8 and 9 if you have not already done so. For number 8, 16 divides, and you may need to do the factor trees, 8 and 2, which is 4 and 2, which is 2 and 2. So you have 4 2's. An m and 2 n's. 28 is 4 and 7, 2 and 2. So 2 times 2 times 7, and then an n. Divide out the common ones. You're left with 2 2's, an m and an n on top, a 7 and an n on the bottom. So yes, you can actually multiply 2 times 2, which is 4, mn over 7n. (39 thirds). Again, you could just do it this way as well. Divide both by 3. 13 over 1. So you have 13 on top. And then you have an s and 2 t's. You have a 1 on the bottom, because remember we simplify the fraction. S times t. Divide out the variables that are the same. 13 and t on the top. and 1s, which you can just put s. Or you can put the 1. It doesn't matter. It's the same answer. That's the same thing. As long as you make sure that's a 1.